So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And
you woke? Time to get up. Hello and welcome to Thought You Were Woke No Speed Limit Podcast. I'm your host, Alvin. I hope you guys are having a terrific day. I just want to have one major thing to say. Donald Trump took a week to just continuously put his foot in his mouth. I want you guys to watch this clip.
Say something. I don't know, we have a lot of Catholics in here. Probably not too many. How many Catholics do we have? Whoa, it's a lot. I don't know how a Catholic can vote for the Democrats because they're after the Catholics. Almost as much as they're after me. I would say I top you, I'm proud to admit. But they're really after the Catholics. And, you know, I met today with Bibi Netanyahu, and I will tell you, I asked him a question, and he said he's getting asked that question a lot. I said, how can a Jewish person or a person that loves Israel vote, think of this, vote for these parties? I mean, how can they vote Democrat? How can they vote for these horrible people that want to destroy? But I asked them, how do they vote for Democrats? Everything is negative. Everything. They want to stay in the way. They don't want to have victory. They want to stop you from having victory. They want to put you in jail. They want to persecute you. How does a Jewish person vote for a Democrat? And traditionally they have. And we came to the conclusion it's mostly habit. Because they have for 50 years. I mean, they have. That's what they've done. But how does a Jewish person vote for a Democrat? How does a Catholic person vote for a Democrat? With what they're doing to Catholics, I just don't get it. Somebody doesn't like Catholics in that administration, and I don't even know who it is. I don't think it's Biden because I don't think he has any idea what the hell he's doing.
You would have to be a complete idiot to believe anything that man just said. Because, first of all, he talked to Netanyahu about Jews voting Democrat in the United States. And did not Biden give a $20 billion package for weapons to Israel to fight Hamas? I mean, he did. You know, despite how I feel about it, he gave them the weapons to fight in the war. He just wants a ceasefire so we can help the civilians and the Palestinian civilians. But no, not Trump. Trump just wants to crush everybody. Then he asked Netanyahu, the president of Israel, why Jews in America are voting Democrat. He's asking the dumbest question. He didn't know why. He doesn't. Of course he doesn't know why. He's not American. So why would he know that question? Then he said something about Catholic. Hey, fool, guess what? Guess what? Biden's Catholic. Yeah. Other than this being a slightly racist rant about Jews in America not voting for Republicans, which is not true either because there are Jews that vote Republican, this rant made no sense whatsoever. It was just enough to get the crowd going. By the way, he's at Turning Point. Turning Point is a Christian organization, conservative Christian organization, whatever you want to call it, one of those evangelical movement type deals. So, they love Israel. They love the Jews because in the Bible, the Jews are the people of God, so they can't do anything. Don't mess with Israel. So if Israel wants to just placate and absolutely destroy people that are opposed to them, that's fine because that's what God wants. Yeah, according to these guys. By the way, I got another clip.
And by the way, Christians have to vote. I don't want to scold you, but you know that Christians do not vote proportionately. They don't vote like they should. They're not big voters. You know who else aren't voters? The NRA endorsed me very powerfully. Strongest endorsement they can give. National Rifle Association. People that own guns and rifles are not big voters. They have to vote. If you don't vote, we're not going to win the election. If you do vote, we're going to win in a landslide. Too big to rig. We're going to win in a landslide. But Christians, you know, you'll go to church every Sunday, and Pastor Paula White and all of the people, I understand, they're doing lock boxes in churches where people don't even have to go to vote. They can now vote in church. And if you do that, we're going to win by numbers that nobody's ever seen before. You know, you have tremendous power, but you just don't know that. But you have to use that power. Christians are a group that's known not to vote very much. You have to go out, at least this election. Just give us and get us into that beautiful White House. Vote for your congressmen and women. Vote for your senators. We will change this country for the better. This country will be great again like never before. You got to vote.
There's a couple of things here I need to talk about. One thing he said that Paula White and I think, the other guy that's in the video said something about they got lock boxes in their church, and so now we're going to win because they can't cheat or something like that. Lock boxes in their church. Now, I will say this. I understand sometimes churches are used as voting places, but I didn't know they were going to let the lock boxes be in the church at Paula White's church. Now you can vote at the church. You'll never have to leave the church to vote. I'm kind of scared of that. A little scared of that. I don't quite trust that at all. Not at all. Knowing who Paula White is, and she's trying to get all the saints out of Africa and saints out of Europe and saints, wherever she can find them to come save them because Trump didn't win the last election. But anyway, I looked up some statistics. 64% of registered voters as of 2019 are Christian. So he says that Christians don't vote. So majority of the people that vote are actually Christian. Yeah. Now that is down from 2008 when it was at 78%, but most people who vote are Christian. Yeah, there's a lot to that doesn't, register with me very well as to how he's speaking. He's talking about stealing the election again, which also is another falsehood. So all I can say to this is roll that next clip because it's a winger. I promise you, it's a humdinger.
You want to save America, get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know, and vote. Vote early, vote absentee, vote on election day. I don't care how, but you have to get out and vote. And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
Did I just hear this fool say he's going to fix it so good that we don't have to vote again? What system do you live in where you don't have to vote again in 4 years? Actually, we got to vote again in 2. What do you mean don't vote again? You're going to fix it so good we ain't going to vote again. You don't have to vote in 4 years. You don't have to vote. What? What kind of mess is that? What does he mean by that? That is so foolish. And then he was saying he was Christian while he was shaking his head no. Did anybody pay that attention? He said, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. No, he apparently he's not. But anyway, I'll leave that part alone. I won't judge him on whether he's a Christian or not. No, I won't do that. But he's saying, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I'm just saying. And then on top of that, he's talking about he's going to fix it so good we don't have to. Is he talking about nuking everybody?
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage. And she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty.
If that ain't a hop to a moment I ever heard in my life, let me tell you something right now. Now you don't got all. Praise Jesus right now. Let me tell you about Kamala Harris. That the parts that I know. I know she's an AKA. That means that she pledged to a black fraternity. That was years ago because she graduated from Howard University in 1989. Yes, she went to law school as well. She went to an HBCU. Know what an HBCU is for you folks that don't understand what the HBCU means? That's a historically black college and university. And yes, Kamala Harris is a black woman who happens to have an Indian mother. Right. So she said this on numerous occasions, but certainly also she's always identified as a Indian as far as I know. So then here you go, King Mr. whatever you want to call him, being racist, ultimate slap in the face. He's just destroying his own campaign while he's sitting there. Meanwhile, somebody over across town called J.D. Vance is trying to protect him. Ain't nothing you can do there to protect that. That was bad. I'm going to defend my girl right here, Kamala Harris, against stupidity like that. Of course, she came back on him and she said her thing, too.
This afternoon, Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. And it was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better. The American people deserve better. The American people deserve a leader who tells the truth, a leader who does not respond with hostility and anger when confronted with the facts. We deserve a leader who understands that our differences do not divide us. They are an essential source of our strength.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a civilized response to the things that Donald Trump has said. As you've seen, all the videos I've shown you has shown you nothing but hostility and racism towards other people. Anger because he can't get his way. It's like a little man baby doing the little man baby things. So this is an example, pure example of who he is. He went before a Christian organization and spouted out all this stuff about Jews and Catholics and all this other stuff, and then he started trying to tell people, vote for me. Vote for me. You only have to vote this one time. You'll never have to vote again. Told a lie in the process and gave out false information, as he always does. Then he went to the Black Journalists Organization, talked about Kamala Harris's ethnicity as if that was something that was a good thing to talk about. And unfortunately for him, I think that spelled doom. DOOOM. And I mean that not in the worst way, but in the best way possible. That means when he goes to the ballot box and people vote for him, it's over with. He's done, as far as I'm concerned. How can you vote for somebody that's divisive and racist like that? How can you do something like that? How could you even open your mouth to say, I'm voting for Donald Trump? I just got a question. I don't know. I know a lot of my conservative friends that say they're voting for Donald Trump, but at the same time, they're like, God, I wish we had somebody else. And I wish you did too. Anyway, I'm all out of time. Just remember to like, share, and subscribe, and y'all have a wonderful day.
You have been listening to Thought You Were Woke, No Speed Limit Podcast.